Welcome, welcome. My name's Arna, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the HTML editor with our predefined report templates. This time we're going to be modifying and making actually a brand new sales receipt. We have a number of different types of report templates, but today we're going to focus entirely on one type, which is the sales receipt. Now, this is the current sales receipt in the system. It looks okay. You've got the address, the billing address, the shipping address and method, and it has the tracking and details of the order. And what we're going to do in this demonstration, we're going to edit this sales receipt, and we're going to make advanced changes to it. And after we've finished, we're going to end up with a sales receipt that looks like what you see there on the right-hand side. So we're moving from this on the left to this on the right. And some things about email. Emails require that you lay things out in a tabular form and using tables. And you're going to see that in my example. Everything is table-based. That way it will work in all the email clients. Email does not function the way websites do. So there's a number of email clients that are very picky, especially Microsoft. So you have to be cognizant of the fact you need to keep it simple and use tables. All email clients aren't the same. And specifically, again, Microsoft, you're going to see all kinds of issues with Microsoft's Outlook email system, which in the example we're about to go through will work beautifully in Outlook. So we're going to have a responsive layout in the email. And to do a responsive layout in email, even though we're using tables, it's essential to provide it with no widths or heights. Let it float the way it wants to behave. So that's one of the keys, and you're going to see that in this presentation. What I'm going to do is also add thumbnails and give it a little more graphical appearance. This email that you received, so it'll actually have thumbnails of the bottles that you had ordered. If you're using that kind of receipt, you will need to maintain your thumbnails. So, going over this again, what we can do is going to move from the one on the left to the one on the right. So it's easy to define your brand within the Active Club system on your receipts or any other reports for that matter, email reports. You won't need any external tools since Active comes with this editor, which we're about to show you. Now, some basic understanding of HTML is helpful, but it's not required. But the level of complexity that we're going to be working on today, it would be a definite plus. But the HTML editor can be used by both novices and skilled HTML writers. So it covers the entire gamut of users. So let's get moving. So here we have Active Club. Now I brought up this is the one transaction that we're going to be using to play with this. And this transaction has 4 products on it, and we're going to see that in the receipt. Okay, so when I right-click on that transaction, here under Email Job Template, I can go to my sales receipt and ask for the editing of these templates. And it's going to display a number of sales receipt templates because we have so many different kinds. We have special ones for the shopping cart, for the POS, the standard template. For this show, I have picked this one that is the shipper's GSO's template. This is what it looks like currently today. Just saw on my slide. Let's actually send that to myself so we can see what that would look like in an email. So I'm going to go here, job, email job template, sales receipt, send sample. And that will come into here. And we'll count to 10. And there she is. So this is the email that we're now going to change. And it has the full envelope with the header at the top, the address, and the footer. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that template, and I'm going to go edit HTML document. So here we have it, the old one, and I'm going to make some spaces here. And I'm going to insert a couple of lines to make, let me undo that. Need to make this the lines after my cursor. And these lines, I'm just drawing them so that we have a delineator between the new and the old. Now, when making these HTML templates in this editor, it is far easier, I have learned, to start from scratch rather than trying to play around with this existing one. This consists of, here's a table here, there's a table here, there's a table inside of here, and then there's another table inside of there. It's just overkill of tables. And we're going to be doing this in a much more simplistic way. So I'm going to select this text here. 3 clicks will select the paragraph, pop it up here. Oops. Copy, paste. Okay. So there is the beginning of my email. Now I'm just going to hop over to look at this in HTML. And you will see this is where that line is drawn. These two right here, these two statements here. HR draws a line. And everything above that line is now in plain format. It uses these div statements, so there's no implied fonts or sizes or anything, which is what I want. The HTML editor has a habit of learning what you're doing and remembering what you do. So if you copy, say, red text, then every time you add text, it's now going to be red. And I want this to be absolutely plain Jane to make it simple. Everything we're going to be doing here is going to be based on simple, non-formatted text. We will do all the formatting at the end. Now, this piece, I also want to copy this across, but it is red. There's a couple of ways I could do that. I could re-enter this, or I can go over to the HTML and copy the raw text, which is this here, confirmation. I'm just going to copy that piece so I get it again in raw format without any implications as to what its color is or any other characteristics. Now, the first thing we want to do now is add a table where we're going to put the billing address, the payment method, the shipping address, and the shipping method. And that table is a two columns wide and 2 rows. So let's make a table. We'll pick 2 by 2, and in it goes. There we have a table, 2 by 2. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this little menu that says the Properties Inspector. So when I've highlighted the table here, as you see when I click it, I get this table properties. Click on that. And I want this table to have a certain type of alignment. And I'm going to pick the alignment on all the cells. So I'm going to go over to the Cells tab. I'm going to pick all, using the Control key, I'm holding the Control key down, allows me to pick every cell. So now they're all selected. I'm going to say I want it to be middle left. And then I want some more properties here, which is a cell padding. So I'm going to go to Box, and I'm going to say that I want 2 on top, 2 on bottom, and 12 pixels left and right. So there is my new box. And we'll first put in here billing address. We'll tab over to this one, not tab, but the arrow key over to that one. Payment method. Shipping address. And again, using the arrow keys, go over to that and put shipping method. Okay. Now you'll notice that the editor has inserted some spaces here. There's a space here. I'm sure there's a space at the end of this one. There's a space here. And up here, there's a space up here. And over this one has a space there. We're going to ignore the fact that it's doing that. And at the end, we're going to get rid of all those spaces in one foul swoop using search and replace. But what I did here was not good enough. I need to have another row below here. So I'm going to insert a row, and I'm going to insert a row under here. And in fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows on the left, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 rows on the right. So I need really to add some more rows. So there we have it. I can now start inserting these field names. These are the database. Again, to the left is the database table and the database column or field name. Now, a treble click on this guy will highlight the whole thing, and I can Control C for copy and paste that in here. And you'll see it automatically adjusts the table. Treble click on that one, paste that in there. Treble click on this one, paste that in there. And then the last one, copy and Control V to paste it in. So now I've got the one on the left done. Let's do the one on the right. Treble click, copy, paste, treble click, copy, paste. Treble click, copy with Control-C, Control-V to paste. Now, because I put the cell spacing at 12, both on the left and the right, you'll have 12 pixels as some padding. And I assume that there's a space here, and you can see there is a space. Again, that's the nature of the editor. It inserts those spaces as when you make an empty table, it puts a space in the column. And we're not going to worry about it. We're going to get rid of them all later. Now I want to do the one below, and it has 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 by 3. And so that's easy. I'm going to go insert row below, insert row below. And now we have our table layout. Now, treble click to copy this. And I'm copying these across without any concern for formatting, because they are simply text fields that haven't been colored in any way or given any special properties. When you look at the track shipment button, we will, however, find something different. So again, Control-C, copy it across. Now let's do the next one, which is the shipping method. Copy, paste, copy, paste, and take the link and take that across as well. So now we have recreated those 4 tables, and it's all done in one table. Now there's one thing, however, we made I highlight the table. That's how you select it, and you get the handlebars. See the handlebar in the corners in the middle. And then I'm coming down here and I'm going to click Table Properties. Go over to Cell Properties, and the billing address and the shipping address, I want to give it a little more spacing. So I'm going to select that one and that one, that cell and that cell. And then we go down, number 4, up this cell and that cell, apply spacing. And instead of 2 by 2 pixels at the top and the bottom, we're going to go with 12 at the top and the bottom. Okay. And you can see now the labels in the tables have got more spacing versus the rows of data inside there. Okay. Next one is package details. So we're going to insert here the word package details. Again, without any concern for formatting. So it's right up against the table. And then we'll add our new table. This table is a 3 columns across and 2 down. So at that location, we're going to pick 3 by 2. Here we have it. And we'll highlight it. Go to the table properties. And we're going to select all the columns, or the cells, I mean. Make them all center left. Then go more cell styling. And we're going to go with the same layout we had the one before, 2 by 2 by 12 by 12. Okay. And then we start filling it in. So package name, weight, and tracking code. Package name, weight, tracking code. Again, no concern for fonts or anything like that, just plain data. And now we'll put in the fields that we need. This is the package that's being delivered. You can have an order with more than one package, which means more than one tracking code. And this will loop over all the packages in the order and display them in the report. So let's get this one copied up. And then we will go down and do this one. No, sorry, this one. Weight. And finally, the tracking code. Treble click, selects sentence, paste it in. Okay. Next one is the actual inventory items and their pricing. So we're going to write here order details, which we didn't have in the receipt from before. And then we are going to pick a table that is, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So it's a 5 by 2. Open this up, go to 5 by 2. And it goes. We'll highlight it. Click on Table Properties. Go to Cell Properties. Select all. Make them all. And you'll notice here that it remembered. This is an example where it remembered the last time. So they're all center left. Then I'm going to go up to this, more styling. And it has remembered this as well. So 2 by 2 by 12 by 12. Hit OK. Hit OK. And you can see it resized the table. Now let's get my words. My words are item, alcohol, quantity, unit, price, and price. So item, alcohol, this is the alcohol percentage. This is totally an optional column. You don't need. This is the quantity, the unit price, and the price. And then we will go grab our fields. If you didn't have this to refer to, you'd have to look at the manual to get these field names. Since we have an existing receipt, we just have to cut and paste. Now this particular field name is a little different because it has a percent symbol after it. So the data coming from the database needs to add a percent symbol after it. And then we do the quantity. Unit price. and then the price. There we have it. Now, the next table down is the summary of the order. And we will now take a look at what fields we need here. So we have, it's a 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 by 5. So I go 2 and down to 5. Voila. And highlight it. Go to, click on here, Table Properties, Cell Properties, select all. We'll go again with the same alignment, although it seemed to default to that. Go to Styling, and again, it has defaulted. It is learning from what I do. There it goes. So let's copy in these words one by one. Subtotal. This is the actual discount rate. So not only is it displaying the word discount, it's also putting in parentheses the discount percentage. Sales tax. Then the shipping and handling. And finally, total, which I'm just going to type in. I believe these all need a I think they should all have a colon. Colon here, colon here, colon here, colon there, and a colon there. And finally, the last one is this 1 by 2 table. I'm going to write in here comments. And it is a 1 by 2. We'll do the same thing to save, to change the formatting of it. So we have select all cells. This time it didn't remember the alignment because different size. We're going to go with middle. But we want to go with middle, yes, middle left. And then this one, we're going to pick with the 2s and the 12s. 2, 2, 12, and 12. Okay. And let's just go grab the fields that we need. We're nearly done. One more. Okay. And at the end, we're going to write, thank you for your business, comma. And then the footer will take over from there. So we've now duplicated the entire, oh no, we need to grab these fields over here. Get this one, which is the sub amount. And I do not want the red one, so I'm going to do that last. X. Handling. And the amount. Now the discount, I can retype it. If I cut and paste it, it's going to bring all these parameters in about the style, about it being red, which I really don't want to do. So I am going to flip over and grab it from the HTML. You can go here and do a find discount amount. Oh, AM was correct. And somewhere it would have highlighted it down here. There it is. That's the one I want. And I'm just going to grab the piece that does not include those P's. Control V to paste it. So get rid of those funny characters. There we go. Now it is not colored. And again, I have this space here. I have the space here, a space there, and a space there. But we're going to worry about all those, getting rid of all those spaces at the end. I'm hit a milestone. I am going to do a save. And what does that now look like? If I go back to my, oh, I should go back here, look at the actual template, open it up. This is what I have. And there's the line showing the old stuff. So my work has been saved. Let's go back here. Now, the next thing to do is to get rid of the old stuff. I'm going to put a couple of carriage returns in there so that I have some space between the old stuff and delete, and voila, it's all gone. Now we just have our new template. And we're ready to start thinking more about formatting. One of the things I want to do is, you can see that I have a nice airy header here and an airy header here. This table does not have that characteristic, so I want to select that table, properties, cell, and let me scoot this over to the right. You can see, so it's the package name, the weight, and the tracking codes, all three. Select these three cells, more cell spacing, and then change this to 12 and 12. Okay. And we're going to do the same with this one. Click on Table Properties, Cell, and we want to select all the top ones. And multiple select cells using the Control key. Hold the Control key down. more cell. And it seems to have remembered that. Hit OK. See, that actually works. It did. So now it has item, alcohol, and quantity, and so on. They're all got the nice padding around them. The next thing I want to do is I want to move the weight and the tracking code to be right justified. You can do that one column at a time down here. You could say the alignment tool and do them one column at a time. I want to do them all 4 columns at a time. I'm going to select the whole table, table properties, and I want to select, I have to go to cell. I want this one, this one, this one, and this one are going to be right centered. The right icon and hit OK. So now these are right justified. And I want to do the same with this one where I have item, alcohol, quantity, unit price, and price. I want 4 of those to be right justified. So I highlight the table by clicking on the line, table properties, cell, and I want to go with this one, 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 and that one. And again, it had remembered that I did that last time. Just not that I don't trust it, I'm going to highlight it again and hit save. So these now are right justified. That's nice. Okay. And I need to do the same with the summaries. So I'm going to go down here, click on that puppy, table properties. And this time, I'm just going to do all the cells and make them right center justified. See that? So they all moved to the right justified. Nice. And my auto save just saved it for me. Now this is in a good enough state for me to take a look at it. Well, one thing I need to do is this piece at the top. Piece at the top needs some paragraphs. Right, I'm going to put my cursor in between those 2 sentences and hit the paragraph icon here. And then I want to fit paragraph here. And I want paragraph here. So let's have a look at the preview. Looks like I need a break here, so let me. Oh, I know. Well, that's okay. If I select this paragraph and I go style it to normal, there we go. Now it's fine. Take this paragraph, style it to normal. Did not go. Take this one, style it to normal. And this one here, style it to normal. Adds this space, which I want out, and I want this space in here. Let me just put in a break. Now I'm going to do a break here. Paragraph doesn't seem to be cooperating. Let's have a look at preview. Style it to normal. Hit preview. I think we're good. Save it. Reasonably looking. Now, everything to do with colors and fonts and all that stuff comes last. Let's now do a test. So I'm going to go back to my transaction that I've been playing with, highlight it, email job template, email sales receipt, send sample. And go back to our email here. Don't want that junk. Here she comes. There's our email. And it looks good. It's looking good. It's exactly what we wanted. Now we just want to add the pizzazz to it. Okay. The first thing to do is to color the headings. So I'm going to select this table again, table properties, and then this cell and that cell, and then that one and that one. We want the background color, oops, not the alignment, but the background color, let's pick this color. Okay. Now somehow or other it here's an example where it remembered that I like things right justified. So now it automatically thought I want to right justify those, but I did not. So I have to go back and I have to say, no, I didn't want you to have that intelligence, and say I want them to be left center. Now they're back to the way they were. Now this guy here, we need to do the same with that. And I'm scared that it's going to change my alignment. So I'm going to pick this color one by one. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say that's the color. And I'm going to pick that one. And I'm going to say that's the color. And I'm going to pick that one. And I'm going to say that's the color. And then this one I'm doing one by one as well. These three I can do all at once because they are all the same. Justification, tables properties, and we just want top headers. We want to continue to be right justified, and we want to pick that color, and voila. Exactly what we like. Okay. Now, this field here, this text here, I want to make it into a heading, heading 3. I'll click on this one, I'll turn that into a heading 3. I'll turn this one into a heading 3. And this one into a heading 3. Okay. And I see it just saved it. Oh, the one at the bottom here, we'll make that into a normal paragraph. So, save it, hop over to my transaction, and let's see what it looks like. Now, I can also see it here, of course, my changes, but there's all the blue. So, but you don't get the replacement of the variables. And that's what you get when you send yourself the email. So where's my email? There it is. Open it up. And you can see it's looking much nicer. Now, here we do have, when I did change the height of these ones on top, it changed the height in between here, the padding in between, which we did not want to do. This is an example of small annoyances. So I'm going to pick this table again, table properties, and I'm going to pick these cells here. Let's go to cell, pick that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Go to more cell spacing. And you'll notice it changed them on me. Oh, double clicked it. 2 here and 2 there. Save it. Okay. And it did the same on this one. It opened that up when I changed the header. So table properties. And I want to do this one. Oh, I have to go to cell. This one, and this one. More cell. And it remembered it now from the last one. Go with 2. And 2. Hit OK. And now it's done. Save it. And let's give it a try. Email job template. Sales receipt, send sample. Wait for our email to come in. Here she comes. Open it up. And it's looking good. Except for some reason it changed the height of my headers up here, which it was not supposed to do. All the rest is looking good. So these guys, the cell heights changed. I didn't ask for them to change. This one and this one. More cell height, spacing, styling. And I want 12. And I want 12. Okay. Okay, good. Save it. I'm going to color the transaction ID and come up here and color that. I'm going to just pick that color. Oh, I also have, it's automatically changing the alignment on these here that I didn't want to do. got a mind of its own. Here we go. Now, remember I told you about these strange spaces that it had inserted here and there? This is a preview. Let's get rid of all those spaces. And the way to do that is flip over to HTML, and a space is inserted using this character here. So I'm going to go search and replace, and I'm going to paste in what I just copied, which does not include that thing. So just ampersand NBSP semicolon. And I'm going to, I want to do a replace. And I want to replace it with blank. I'm just going to hit replace all, and voila, they're all gone. All those spaces. Come back over here. And now everything's nice and clean. No spaces. Now I would like to draw a line underneath the packages and underneath all the items. And I also want to have a line on top of total and a line below total. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to click on this cell, right click, and I'm going to say insert row below. And then I'll click on this cell and go insert row below. So now I have a double, two more rows, but I want this row to be merged into one. Right click, merge cells horizontally. This one, merge cells horizontally. Now I'm going to click on this upper cell. I need to align it left. I'm going to click on this one and align that one left. And then click back on this one, and I'm going to click the underline. And then I'm going to click the underline. So now I have two cells. Now in this case, it inserted that little space. We don't want that here. So I'm going to delete that space, delete that space. I did undo, and it undid too much. Put this one back in. Delete that. Delete. Insert the line. And I guess there is no line there, so we're good. Go to preview. There is a line there which I don't like. There's something going on here that I don't like. It won't let me delete it. There's an example where you HTML to the rescue. Go down to the bottom, find out why that line is there. That's this, actually, it looks good. It shouldn't be a line there. I think we're okay. Yes, it looks the same as the one above. So what we probably want to do is make the alignment top left. Didn't help. Select the line, alignment, top left. Didn't help. Save. So how are we doing? The only thing I don't really like about it, let's send our, well, we needed the discount needed a discount to be red. So we'll pick the same red color we used before. And save it, and let's have a look at what it looks like when we send to ourselves. Alrighty, job queue, sales receipt, sample. Count to 10. There she is. And this one here is left justified, right justified. That's another mistake. These all look good. Summary looks good. And back to our template. Fix that one problem at the top here. It would appear to be this one. We're going to go align left. Now it is happy camper. Back to our email, look at the rest of it. See any other errors? I would like to have a little space here on the summary to move it, shift it a little right. Let me show you how I would do that. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to pick this table. And I will say, well, actually, I just right click on the table actually, and I go insert column to the left. There we have it. Now this is the rare case where I'm going to specify the width of this one column. And I'm going to specify the width of that column to be, say, 50. See that? And I made it move, shift it over to the right a little. Save it. Let's have a look at our email now. Send sample to email. Get rid of this old one. Count to 10. Here she is. Open her up. See that fixed that up there. Everything is looking good. Looking nice. See that little space here that added? That you could move that, left or right, but that gives it a little more pizzazz. Okay, so I've basically done it now. I've got my receipt, but I want to go one step further. I want to add the images here. I want to add the pictures. And I also want to make these headers bold. So this one, hit the bold button. This one, hit the bold button. This one, hit the bold button. Go through them all now. Double clicking will select the whole header, or treble clicking. Double click selects a word, treble click selects a sentence. Similar to Word. This whole thing is similar to Word. And go a little more here. Bold on that one. Now the font we're looking at here is, of course, not the font that comes out on the actual receipt, because that's controlled from the merchant record, which says what your corporate identity fonts are. And so here we have it. So we got those all bold. Now I want to add here, I want to add the images. So I'm going to click on this column anywhere on either one of these columns to the left, right click, insert column to the left. So you see I'd open a new column. I'm going to take this one to cut down on typing, paste it in here, change this to be thumbnail image. Save it. And let's try sending it to ourselves. Email template, send sample. Back to the email, and what should come in? There she is. There's a receipt. Nice bold Madonna fonts. There's our pictures. And we have the total here, and we have the total at the bottom. I think they deserve a bold. So I want to charge the amount, this money here. This pulls from the database the receipt amount. Now I'm going to bold that. And then at the bottom, where we have the total, we'll bold that, and we'll bold this. Good. We have a receipt. Now, there is just one little thing to do, and that is this link, which I had copied. When I copied it, did it in fact maintain the URL? And it didn't really. You see it added all this other poop. So I can change it right here, or I can click on it and go here to the hyperlink manager. And then I'm going to a little larger area to delete everything other than the actual keyword. So the word is, with a curly bracket, transaction track link. That will insert into the email one or more tracking codes that when the user clicks on it, will go direct to either GSO, FedEx, or UPS and open up the tracking records, whether it be one tracking number or multiple. Here, of course, it just displays all the tracking codes if there are more than one. So this is now ready to go. Let's do a final review of it. I'm going to save it. Come back here, do the sample, count to 10. And there she is. And looking at this, I would say that that's the job done. Oops, job done. Everything is as we wanted. Of course, this is my interpretation of what's pretty. Somebody else might have a different interpretation of that. This is ready to go. So we are done. We have managed to make a sales receipt from scratch with all these pretty attributes in them, with absolute minimum knowledge of HTML. Alrighty. Well, that concludes that show. It was a longer one than usual. This will be posted with all our other tutorials and help guides. So thank you for coming. Thank you for enduring such a long video. Probably going to want to try to watch this in multiple goes, but it does show you how to use this HTML editor. And the key is you build your layout in the simple form, build a layout with absolutely no regard to fonts or sizes or anything, or paragraphs or anything. You build the entire layout, and then when it's completely finished, then you put in all the layout and the other stylings that you want to do. So thank you very much. And until next time, we'll see you then.